So here we are at the start of the Grand Union Canal walk from Brentford to Birmingham. Hey, it's going to be fun. We got here this morning. Sylvia's brother dropped us off at Bourneville. We didn't get any chocolate.
No chocolate then?
No chocolate.
Oh dear.
And then we got the train from New Street down to Euston, and then the tube to a few miles up the road, and a bus, and eventually we arrived and we're here. So this afternoon we're doing
8.5 miles.
8.5 miles. Just a nice easy start. Tomorrow it's 12. Quite a few walks on the way too. Look for the link below and donate if you can. Not begging, just asking.
And what's the motto for today, Tony?
The motto for today is, we have nothing to give but our blood, tears, toil and sweat. And this was said exactly 85 years ago by the best Prime Minister Britain's ever had. And we all know who that is, don't we? His initials are WC, and he's not a toilet. Right?
Alright, you get lost.
Yeah, sure.
Woo! Don't want to be in your picture.
So keep watching out for the daily updates. There'll be one every day until we get to Digbeth in Birmingham.
We've got a queue waiting to pass you, Tony.
Hello again and good morning from Hayes, in Middlesex. That's that one. And today we are going
12 miles.
to Croxley Green in Watford, and there are how many locks?
13.
13 locks.
Yes.
Unlucky for some maybe. We're actually coming off the canal at a place called Beggar's Bush. Something I never thought I'd hear myself say in my lifetime, but I just did. Yeah, and a bike's just gone past. So we will see you later on. There will probably be some nice pictures from Sylvia along the way too, like there was yesterday. And 12 miles, so that'll be 20 in total in 2 days, having travelled all the way from Birmingham yesterday.
According to you, not me.
Right, yeah.
There's a bit of conjecture about the distance.
Yeah, all our mileages on our apps show different mileages and steps.
Significant differences.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I think mine's the accurate one, I've got to be honest.
Well, it would be one day, yeah.
Good,
All right.
we did 120 miles yesterday. So.
Yeah.
Okay. morning everybody, once again from the Grand Union Canal. Here we are at Croxley Green near Watford. We're about to head up to Berkhamsted today, which is
12 miles.
and how many locks?
7 locks.
7 locks. Okay. A little correction from yesterday. Yesterday I stupidly said it was 12 miles and it actually turned out to be 14 and a half miles.
Yeah, thanks very much for that, Tony. Yeah,
And-
well prepared for that
And
one.
in total, with the distances from and to hotels, it was 15 and a half miles. So we,
For you,
yeah,
for others, it was more.
yeah, everybody's apps gave us different results. So, but I'm sticking with mine. Mine's the most accurate because I worked in IT.
That's what you say.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, we're really enjoying it. It's hard work. Yesterday in the heat, it was really hard too. We all ran out of water. Today it's a bit cooler. Going to enjoy it today, aren't we?
Absolutely. Yeah.
We'll see you in Berkhamsted.
Okay. Are you ready, Boots? Start walking.
Good morning once again from Berkhamsted on the Grand Union Canal.
Tony, calm it down, mate. It's too early.
Yeah, we're setting off a bit earlier today because we've got a long way to go. How many miles, Martin?
18.
18.
I know.
Oh, dear. We're going to end up in a place called Linslade, which is near Leighton Buzzard, but we have to walk past it and then get a bus back. I'll explain why that is at some point later in the future, but it's to do with logistics, as you might guess. Logistics will screw everything up. So, me. So, I don't know where this is going. So yeah, Berkhamsted, what a nice little place. Lovely bridges and scenery. If you're
Sun's
ever
out for us today.
yeah. It wasn't yesterday, it was pathetic
cold
yesterday.
and
It was
horrible yesterday.
12 degrees,
Yeah.
breezy, cold, miserable. So miserable we had to have several pints of beer
To warm up.
to warm up. Yeah.
I only had two.
Yeah.
I'm a cheat.
So there'll be lots of lovely pictures today from Sylvia on the route, and we'll give you an update tomorrow morning when we're in Linslade. Okay.
Bye.
Okay. Well, good morning and once again for day 5 of the Great Grand Union Canal Walk. This morning we're from Linslade. If you don't know where that is, it's near Leighton Buzzard. In fact, it's probably part of Leighton Buzzard. And last night we discovered one of the worst hotels you could ever imagine.
It was pure class.
It was. We could have just turned over the soil and slept underneath the turf, and it would have been better. It was.
Yeah.
Well, as awful goes, it's about as big as you can get in capital letters. Anyway,
You get what you paid for.
but
don't you?
we've survived it. Yeah. It
Should
was.
have paid us to stop there. It was that bad.
I think so, yes.
It was only £4.13 a night each, so you know you can understand that.
Standing room only.
In fact, no, it wasn't that, but that's what it was worth. It did have a working tap,
Just one.
yeah, but it wasn't in our room.
It took 5 hours for the hot water to get to the room.
There was no soap, shampoo, nothing.
No.
It was a hovel.
The
Terrible.
bed was clean.
Yeah. Well,
That's about it.
relatively speaking. Yeah.
Anyway,
Basil Fawlty, you should be there. You'd improve it no end. You might even get a star. Anyway, today we've got how many?
15 miles.
15 miles, heading towards Blissworth. So hopefully it will be bliss by comparison.
See what I did there?
You know,
Yeah.
I could have been on the radio,
Yeah,
didn't I?
Thank God
yeah,
for
you got the
Stormers.
face for it.
That's my line.
Sorry.
Okay, we're going to have some.
I'll go.
I'll get my coat. Yeah. We're going to have some more fun on the canal today.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're
So
not-
I laugh
Monotony.
every step.
we'll speak to you later. Yeah, wherever you are, you take care. And
I carry the lunch.
yeah, wherever you are, you take care and follow the link and make a tiny little donation. Just anything, £1, £2, £10, £1,000.
Woo! We can go home then.
If you're listening, Elon, 7 figures. Okay, see you later. So, good morning again on day 6 of our epic Grand Union Canal walk. We are in a place called Wolverton, which may confuse you if you saw yesterday's video when we said we would be finishing in Blissworth. But we did finish in Wolverton yesterday, got a taxi to Blissworth to our lovely hotel, you'll be pleased to know after the hovel we were in the night before. And then we got a taxi back to here this morning to start again. It's just this thing about logistics I was telling you about. You can't get a place to stay which is close enough to the canal that's got availability. Anyway, today we have how many miles?
Confused.
About 14, I think, today.
Yeah,
But it could end up being 19. We don't know.
We don't know. It depends where we fall down.
it's not going to be 19. No. Anyway,
Depends how far we're to carry Tony.
we have our first encounter with a tunnel today. I think in total there are 3 tunnels, and this is the Blissworth tunnel that we're going to encounter today, so we've got to find our way around it. I wouldn't advise swimming through it or trying to leg it like they used to do on the old barges. But yeah, something new every day.
Yeah, even if it's the weather.
Yeah, it's a bit cooler today, overcast, but it was yesterday to start, and then it got really
Got
hot in the
really warm as the
afternoon.
day went on. Didn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So off we go then.
Right.
Yeah.
See you later. at a place called the Narrow Boat at Wiedenbeck. We'll be making a short trip back to the start point for today, and then heading past this again towards Daventry. Yeah, again, it's this logistics thing I keep telling you about. You won't believe it. It's harder than the actual walk. But now we've got an app. I've upgraded our hiker app to show us distances on the actual route, which is fantastic, so we can work things out a lot better. So,
And the best thing as well, it shows you where the
shops, pubs, bus stops, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, today is the day
Seven.
7 of 10, 70% done. My word. I could have used another word there, but I didn't. Anyway, we're heading for Daventry today to a Mercure Spa Hotel. Get us there. And it's going to be about 13 miles today. So, compared to what we've done, that's a piddling amount. Better not mention piddling. Anyway.
No, don't. No. I've been doing it all night.
Okay, folks, don't forget, keep donating. We're up to what, 900 and...
900 not,
900 and a bit.
Yeah,
We need your donations. Have a look for the link, and also you can donate via just giving by just putting in a search for Tony, Sylvia and Martin, and you'll find us. Okay? You don't have to do any clever stuff. You just, typing it all in. You can just go straight. All right.
All right, Tony. Bye.
Burbled enough. Bye bye. See you later.
Morning all, and welcome to day 8 of our trek from Brentford in London to Birmingham. As you can probably see, there's only 2 of us today. Tony expressed a wish to swim the length of the Braunston Tunnel, which you can just see the exit of over my shoulder. So we've not seen him since, really, so we don't have a clue where he is. So have you got any ideas?
I have no idea, but isn't it nice and peaceful?
It is. It's been very quiet without him.
There's no whip cracking behind us.
Yeah.
You know, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
So, how far have we got to go today?
I
Martin?
think we've got about 16 miles to do today, which is
16.
quite a long day today.
Yeah.
And after that, only 2 more days, so hey, we're getting there. Yeah, we're doing
so
all
we're
right.
on day 8.
A few sort of blisters and to report on the feet,
Well,
but other than that, we're not doing
yeah.
too bad. Not
So-
doing too bad.
Yeah, so donate or you'll have Tony back tomorrow, and heavens know what mood he'll be in after this morning's episode with breakfast. He felt like a criminal, so we got it sorted. So anyway, all right then, we'll say goodbye for now, and
Hey, hang on.
see you.
Who is this? I
Hey.
wonder?
Anybody got it? Well, good morning once again. The status quo is resumed. I'm back after yesterday. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. It was peaceful
And
for a while.
this morning we're in Leamington Spa, Royal Leamington Spa no less, about to set off towards Knoll. Knoll is part of Solihull. Yeah, so some geography for you there. But we've got a very important message today. So I'm going to assume my alter ego. And I'm going to ask you, when the train's gone by, I'm going to ask you, get your credit cards out. Get your debit cards out. Go to Just Giving and give us your money.
Listen, that. Not having
Yeah.
that behave.
If it's all right for Sir Bob, it's all right for me. Right? So get your money out. We need it. We need that encouragement. We're on day 9 of
Calm
10.
down. Calm down.
We've done over 100 and odd miles on these poor sore feet of ours. Yeah? I'll hand you back to Tony now. He's a bit steamed up this morning, all right. So, you better do as he says, because, temperamental. Anyway, we're looking forward to today. 12 miles.
Can I get back to you on that one?
12 miles to Knoll. And, and a nice innkeeper's pub called the King's Arms. And then tomorrow, the last day. After all that work, the last day tomorrow. I can't believe it.
I can.
Yeah. We're all loaded up with protein from full English breakfasts and burgers and God knows
You're
what.
beginning to waffle on now.
I
Let's
am
get
now.
going.
Yeah, we're going to get
All right.
going. All right.
Okay.
So we'll catch you later on. Look for the photographs from Sylvia during the day.
Yeah, they're getting few and far between now because I'm just concentrated on walking.
Can't hold the camera up. Yeah. Bye.
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 Okay, so it's day 10, the final day of the Grand Union Canal walk, and we have a question for you. Why did 3 loonies from Yorkshire walk the full length of the Grand Union Canal?
It's been tough. We won't deny that. We've had good times and we've had painful times. I'd like to thank my husband for keeping us on the right track, albeit sometimes on the canal is not a problem. I'd also like to thank Martin, our companion, for being ears that Tony can speak to when I've been falling asleep. I've had a niece fight cancer. I've lost a cousin and my father to cancer.
Sylvia spoke briefly about the pain that we've gone through on this walk. Some of the walks have been long, it's been hot, we've had painful and sore feet, but it's only for a day. Some of the people that we've known who've suffered with cancer, there's no end to it. My sister had cancer and had operations and treatment and survived. I've lost a niece to cancer. I've lost one of my longest and best friends to cancer. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care. We do.
Yeah, morning everyone. I'd just like to echo what Tony and Sylvia already said. Recently I lost my wife to bowel cancer back in February. She was diagnosed back in June 2021 and went through all sorts of operations, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, the full raft. Very brave, but sadly she passed away in February. And as Tony said, when you walk in the canal, it's painful, your feet hurt, you get blisters, but it's transient, it goes. With my wife and a lot of people, that pain doesn't go, and it makes it all the harder to bear. So really, thank you. So really, it's in her memory, so from my point of view. And also, I lost my dad to cancer, and I've known lots of friends who've been through similar things. So it's an awful illness, and anything we can do which will help research and developing new treatments has got to be a good thing. So that's why we're all doing it for this particular cause.
So I asked you the question at the beginning, why were three loonies from West Yorkshire walking the Grand Union Canal? This is why. Thank you. Thank you for any donation too, however small, it all helps. Thank you.
Sometimes it's never enough. That's all you're getting, it's tough. You feel the pain. You feel the pain. Like when you work till you drop. You still wanna get to the top. They fool you again. Fool you again. Life's is tight, but you can hold your head up high. You've done no wrong, except pour your heart out in song. It's not so bad. So why do you look so sad? Someone told me I was a fool. Said I should be playing cool. I thought I did. Thought I did. Singing in the bars and the pubs, backing traps, a few overdubs, like some young kid. Set the bar so high. Look back and smile. Where you've come is a long, long mile. You're brave and true. Where you finish is up to you. But now and then there's a chance to face again. To that I'll rise with determination in my eyes. We are all players until we go. The curtain falls, applause echoing from the walls. You take a bow, sometimes someone somewhere somehow